Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Jim Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN.com.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. Thanks so much for watching another edition of The Small Business Show, exclusively right here at ASBN.com. Small business owners typically don't have much of a budget for a PR team. So what do you do when a crisis hits? Joining us now is Michele Ehrhart, who is a crisis communications expert, former VP of Global Communications for FedEx. She's a speaker and author of the new book, Crisis Compass: How to Communicate When It Matters Most. Thank you so much, Michele, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So let's kind of jump right in here. What's the best method for businesses without a PR budget and without a PR team to prepare themselves for a potential crisis that may hit?
That's a great question. I think the number one rule in crisis mitigation is to avoid it at all costs.
Yeah.
So the best way to try to avoid it is to make sure you're doing the things that you already know to do. Keep an eye on your social media. Look around the corner for the things that might impact your business. Be aware of your surroundings. The other thing that I talk about in the book that I think is important is what I call a goodwill bank. Go out and do good things for your community, for the people in your city, the areas that are important to you and align with your brand. Do them, then talk about them, and then have other people talk about them. And get the good word out, because on the bad day is not the time to start telling the good stories. You want those to be out there already.
Let me ask you, everybody has got, they say every audience now has their own audience. And what I mean by that in this case is if you've got, let's say 20, 25, 30 employees, they all have their own social media. And sometimes a company can get in trouble, can it not, when you've got either an executive of the company or just somebody that works at the company that posts something on their social media that is not favorable to the overall brand, that you may not even find out about until all of a sudden it explodes up in media to say, hey, this person just posted that and they work for XYZ company, and then all of a sudden you've got people picketing outside your door, right? How does a company owner monitor that among their employees, or should they even be monitoring that?
Well, I'll go back to what I said before. Get in front of it before it happens. So take a page out of the large companies. FedEx, when I worked there for all of those years, there were social media guidelines that we put out for our employees to know that if you're going to go out and talk about your favorite politician, you need to say that you are not speaking on behalf of the company. Mm-hmm. And that's a great buffer. It doesn't eliminate the issue completely.
No.
So then you need to have those conversations with, monitor what you're putting out there, because you are a representative of the brand.
Yeah.
And then you have to trust that your employees are going to be good employees. Easier to do when you have 30 than when you have 300,000.
That's right.
But you have to use that kind of leadership approach.
Sure. And it probably means more when you've got 30, because it's a smaller group. It means a lot if in the event somebody at FedEx or some other major company posts something, they go, well, they've got hundreds of thousands of employees. How can anybody really hold them accountable? But if it's a smaller group and a smaller company, especially a company that doesn't have a whole lot of what do you call it, social equity, or out there, the already positive
goodwill
stuff, goodwill,
yes,
that they can count on, then it might mean a lot, right?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. It means more than when you're a larger company and you have much more goodwill built over years and years.
Yeah.
And thousands of employees.
That's right. That's right. What type of crisis should new and small businesses be on the lookout for? What's the best preventative action? You mentioned a couple of them, but what are some of the things that come up?
We talked about monitoring your social media, but I think for small businesses, it's getting people to say nice things about your product or your company. Mm-hmm. And if you can get others to say what you're trying to say about yourself, I mean, I wrote a book, the same holds true. My friends can tell me they like the book, but someone needs to review it and that is not my friend and tells them that, hey, this is a good book. Same holds true for your company. You need your customers saying good things about you. Mm-hmm. You need your product to be somebody's favorite product. So there's ways you can go out and look for opportunities to promote your brand that help you build that goodwill, help you build the trust with your customer base and your audience. And then if there is a bad day, you've got that to at least rely on.
Yeah.
It's better to have that than to not have it.
Right.
when a crisis happens.
Right. Is it okay to ask your customer base to go out and post and make the recommendation, not the recommendation, but the reviews?
Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody does it.
Yeah.
Hey, you want a free cup? I make these beautiful cups. Go out and review the product. If you love it, I'll send you an extra cup as a gift for someone.
Yeah.
It happens all the time.
Yeah. It's something
That's the marketing part of PR.
Right, right. And it's something that business owners have to be proactive about, right? It can't just be you think, well, if they like it, they're going to do a review on it. Not necessarily, right?
No, not. They're more likely to do a review if they don't like it.
Right.
So you need those advocates out there for you saying the good things. Great if you tell me, better if you write a review.
Right, right. If a crisis hits, what's the first thing a small business owner should not do?
Well, the first thing you don't do, at first you don't stay quiet. I have something in the book I call the golden hour. It's that first hour of when you learn of the crisis. You have to acknowledge that it's going on.
Sure.
Or people think that you're asleep at the wheel. The other thing you don't do is go deep in the comments of your social media. It is so tempting. It is so tempting.
Yeah.
It is personal. It is your small business, and it's your blood, sweat, tears, and maybe even all of your life savings. And you want to go tit for tat. That is a bad place to go. It's a slippery slope. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You think you're going to do it? Call me. I'll talk you out of it.
That's right. That's right. Should you respond to anybody, even if it's a positive, thank you for your concern or thank you for your comments, we're working on it, or is there any kind of a response?
It depends. That's the right answer. Is it depends. It depends on the severity of the crisis. It depends on what you want to say. A lot of times, and I had a client who was a small private girls' school, and the media was calling to get their input on something, and they had something to say, but they were not going to go beyond the statement that they created. And so instead of just repeating it to every person that called, they just put the statement out on their social media handle, and then it's easier to point the people who are calling to your social media, and then they know you've said something, and that's all you're going to say about it.
Yeah.
So yes, I do think it's appropriate to use social media to respond, but it just depends on the situation.
Right, right. Do you feel every company should have a social media presence?
I would say yes, you need a social media account. And if you're not into that, I get it. Hire somebody who is.
Yeah.
Let them do it for you. You tell them what you need. But that's the way people consume today. They consume their news. They consume their product reviews. They shop. All of it is through social media now. So you have to consider it if you haven't already. And you don't have to be an expert. You can hire an expert.
Yeah.
And as far as knowing how to manage a crisis, the book that I have is the book I wish I'd had when I became a crisis manager. And so it's really a step-by-step. And one of the things I talk a lot about in the book is plan the work and work the plan.
Yeah.
The day the crisis hits is not the first day you should have been thinking about a crisis hitting your company.
That's right.
And
That's
if you
right.
do that homework, just like football players don't go play a game without a practice, and ballet dancers don't just show up and do the show,
Right.
they train and they rehearse, you have to practice this.
That's right.
It doesn't feel good, but it is so important. And gosh, if you have to use it, you're so grateful that you did it.
That's right. You had a couple of very unique instances that may come up. One of them was when your employee attended a Diddy party. What do you do?
I tried to. Well, maybe it's not quite that severe, but let's
Right.
say it's your company Christmas party and one of your people posts a video on their social media.
There you go.
It's
That's
out
all-
there.
That's right.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You got
That's
to
right.
think about what you would do.
That's right. Today, everybody is pretty much, I started off by saying not every company has got a lot of small business owners have money set aside for a PR person or a PR team or what have you. But today, it's essential that every small business owner focuses in this area of PR because of social media, right? They have PR going on every single day about their business, whether it be people that are posting reviews or what have you, or whether or not they're posting on their own behalf. But PR is happening, right? Like never before.
Happening. And people are talking about your brand. And if you don't know what they're saying, shame
Yep.
on you.
That's right.
So you need to be where they are,
That's
and you
right.
need to know what they're saying.
Yeah. Now, I would also say that if in the event, and the book is fantastic, and I highly recommend that everybody gets their copy of the book. We're going to make a link right below the video that you're watching right now. It is a great start for every small business owner to understand the importance of PR. However, if something happens, I want to have a PR person like Michele that I can call to go, help me, right? The book will understand why you need somebody, but I want a Michele in my corner, right?
Great. I want to be in your corner. And if you can't have me in your corner, a small business owner needs to be looking around and thinking about their network. I think about some of the clients I got out of the gate were people who knew that I had an expertise in this.
Yes.
And they just called and said, I don't know what to do. Who should I call?
Yes.
And I was able to help them.
That's right.
So you're going to know someone. You're going to know someone who knows someone, or they know someone. You serve on a board with them, or your kid plays soccer with their kid.
Yep.
You're going to know someone.
That's
so make sure you've thought through all of that. And when that bad day happens, because it will happen, it is going to happen.
Yep.
It may not be to the level of a crisis.
That's right.
But you're going to have those bad days, and you need someone to call. That is not the day that you need to look for them, because when you find them, they will be very expensive.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
And most small businesses don't have that budget. So let's do the homework. Let's plan the work and work the plan.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Michele Ehrhart, who is an author, speaker, and crisis communication expert, and the author of this incredible book, Crisis Compass: How to Communicate When It Matters Most. So get your copy. I'm telling you, you're just one click away from feeling a whole lot better about building a PR strategy for your company. So, Michele, thank you so much for stopping by ASBN. Very much appreciate it. Love to do a follow-up with you, because I have about 20 other questions relating to PR that time does not allow me to get to. So thank you so much.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of The Small Business Show with Jim Fitzpatrick, exclusively on ASBN.com.